All right, guys. Hey, what's up? What's going on? It's me, your boy. All right, let's jump right into it. This review is of Pete Ross of Smallville, on the show Smallville. So let's go ahead and get started. So the character is um, was established in January 1961 and the first appearance of Superboy in the DC Comics. Now, he is typically Caucasian in the mainstream comics, but for the show, they made him African American by the series developer of Warner Brothers Studios. Excuse me. So I wanted to talk more about this character, and he was obviously played by Sam Jones III. I want to talk about why the character suddenly departed the series. Now, Pete Ross in the series, he ultimately represents the agent of truth. That is sort of his underlying. Every character had an underlying theme, but his underlying theme was he was either, quote unquote, he was either Clark's lapdog, but in the higher morality, he represented truth. Pete could not. Okay, let me get my thoughts together. The reason why Pete, I believe, ultimately left the series and the show in the mainstream was because Pete knew the the danger of Clark's secret. And the show is about secrets and lies and how they have a detriment. So, what is this secret that was just so hard that Pete just could not keep stomaching, and he couldn't just allow himself to live in the same town with Clark? And he had left to Wichita with his mother, who was a judge, oh, his father, because his mother was a judge of the town. Well, they finally hit me. Why Pete left, he left. Pete left because he knew Clark was an alien. And now let's just picture it. You live in a small town. You come to find out that the best friend you grew up with is an alien. First, you think that's pretty cool. He's got superpowers. You might feel a little jealous. He'll keep it secret. But when you start to think about it, Clark's blood was not human at all, which means anytime he ate or drank or ingest anything, it would go through his biological program, and he would urinate it out. This is why the secret was killing Pete. In this scene, this is when he says goodbye. This is towards the end. Pete knew that for every time Clark had to use the restroom, now y'all will think this is kind of crazy. Please bear with me. He knew that every time Clark would make biological waste and dump, that the city system and the town system was not equipped to clean out alien waste. And he knew that people were going to drink it in the town. It wasn't programmed to clean that out. So people were getting infected by drinking the water that Clark was urinating and defecating in. This is why the secret in Smallville was killing Pete so much, because he knew the detriment biologically of what it was having a ramification on the people that he grew up and loved in that town. He has roots in Smallville. He grew up in Smallville. He was born in Smallville. Everyone he knows and loves is from Smallville. And then you see, this is the sign when it first started, the sign before. You see the population number, it grew. It was 45 now. Season 1 is 25. But the town was growing. So Pete knew the detriment of having Clark in the town and what it was doing to people. It was turning them into media freaks. That biological exposure to Clark's blood and urine turned them out. So let's just take a moment to process that. Now, when you think about it, you're like, okay, this does make sense. So Clark knew the detriment of what his presence was doing to the town. His mother knew it, his father knew it. And they were always telling Clark to be honest, but the whole time they're holding the biggest secret that is an infestation to the whole public. See, I never really thought Jonathan and Martha were that much different from Lex Luthor. You just knew what kind of person Lex Luthor was. Chloe eventually found out. She discovered it too. Can you imagine how many people Clark Kent kissed and swapped spit with? This is like if the public knew, Homeland Security would have got involved in a big way. And that's why the parents always make sure to hide them before their own selfish need of having a child that they could not reproduce. So, this is why Pete left. This is why Pete moved on. And this is why Pete could not live in the same town, because he knew that Clark's presence and every time he used the irrigation system and he used the restroom, it was having an effect. That's why in high school, in Smallville High, the students were more susceptible to becoming media freaks because he's using the bathroom there. He's doing number one, he's doing number two, he's having lunch with his friends, he's doing all that. And that's why a lot of the students in Smallville were getting infected because of Clark Kent. He's going to the talent, he's having a good time. Pete was able to put it together before anybody was, and that's why he ended up leaving the town. Now, you notice that in season 5 onward, Clark is transitioning into Metropolis. The irrigation system is too big, and therefore his waste is being diluted. So, and there's no meteorites. So they're drinking his waste. That the city's irrigation system is designed to clean out only what it's designed to clean out, not alien filth. So when they get his urine into their biological stream, they're also being infected by the exposure of the meteorite from his planet. Thus, it's breaking down and reforming their genetic structure. Pete is an investigative reporter just like Clark and Chloe were, and he put it together. So I'm going to wrap this review, and I'm just going to go ahead and say you guys can put the rest together. But this is my review as to why I believe Pete Ross left Smallville. And he couldn't stop Clark because he knew Clark was a hero, but Clark was in all together was cleaning up the mess that he made. Unfortunately, people died in the process, and Pete knew that too. So he couldn't stomach it, so he walked. All right, guys, this is my review as to why Pete has left Smallville. I hope you like it. Thank you.